When you find yourself alone in your later years, where should you begin? It's one of life's toughest adjustments, living alone after years of companionship. Whether it's the death of a spouse, children moving away, or just the inevitable passage of time, the feeling of loneliness after the age of 60 or 70 isn't just common, it's a deeply human experience. But here's something many won't tell you: being alone doesn't mean you've lost your way. In this video, we'll guide you through 6 significant, insightful steps to take if you find yourself navigating life solo as you age. These aren't vague tips or empty reassurances. These are tangible, purposeful actions that many older individuals have taken not just to endure solitude, but to find a renewed sense of peace and direction in it. Stick with us until the end, as the 6th step is something few discuss. However, it could be the key to transforming your mindset and shifting from isolation to inner resilience. Let's get started. Step 1. Establishing a physical routine. One of the first steps many wise older individuals take when living alone is to create a small, consistent physical routine to anchor their day. Not for the sake of fitness or appearance, but simply to feel grounded. When you're alone, time can become indistinct. Days lose structure, and you can drift without even realizing it. Simple, repetitive actions like stretching each morning, watering plants at a fixed time, or walking the same path can create rhythm, and rhythm fosters a sense of control. This practice, known as somatic grounding, involves using the body to stabilize the mind. By touching the same chair, feeling the floor beneath your feet, or stretching with a deep breath every morning, you reassure your nervous system: you are here. You are safe. You are still moving forward. These small acts help you re-establish a sense of certainty. For instance, Walter, 81, who lost his wife of 52 years, began his mornings with a slow walk to the mailbox, even when there was no mail. He said, "It wasn't the walk. It proved to myself that I was still part of the world." That one act allowed him to rebuild his day by day. Step 2. Building community through small acts. As you age and live alone, it's easy to feel like the world no longer needs you as it once did. However, older, wiser individuals understand that the quickest way to feel alive again is by contributing, even in small ways. Not through grand actions, but through quiet, consistent offerings. This doesn't mean you need to start a charity or volunteer full-time. Simple gestures like putting out an extra bird feeder for a neighbor, baking a pie for someone recovering from surgery, or checking in on a younger person going through a tough time can make a huge difference. These small contributions connect you to others and remind you that your presence still matters. Take Ruth, 77, who lives alone in a peaceful neighborhood. Though she doesn't drive anymore, she makes it a point to call 3 neighbors every Thursday, simply to listen. They call it their Thursday check-in, and it's something they all look forward to. It gives Ruth a sense of purpose, provides reassurance to her neighbors, and creates a meaningful bond in a world that can be too fast-paced to notice the quieter souls. Step 3. Creating a structured day. A common challenge for older individuals living alone is falling into a pattern of living without rhythm. Days begin to blur, and before long, your life lacks any real structure, not by choice, but by drift. However, wise older adults understand that even the lightest routine can offer stability. A routine doesn't have to be rigid. It can be as simple as walking to the mailbox at a set time, enjoying coffee on the porch with a favorite radio station, or scheduling regular calls with loved ones. These routines provide anchors. Structure gives your day form and purpose. When you're surrounded by others, your day is often shaped by their presence. But when alone, that rhythm must come from within. Without it, even small choices, like when to eat or what to do next, can feel overwhelming. Over time, this lack of structure can lead to mental and emotional fatigue. This is why wise seniors focus on making parts of their day predictable, because predictability breeds stability. Step 4. Finding a space to be seen. Living alone can often bring about a quiet feeling of being invisible. It's not just the absence of company, but the sense that your presence no longer matters in the world as it once did. However, the reality is that your presence can still hold meaning. It just needs a place to be acknowledged. Older individuals often recognize this and create or find spaces where they can be seen and heard. This doesn't require loud or public displays, but rather, consistent, meaningful interactions. Whether it's a weekly visit to a community center, a seat at a familiar cafe, or a hobby group where people notice if you're absent, being in these spaces provides acknowledgement, not attention, but recognition. When you live alone, it's too easy to fade into the background. Step 5. Maintaining a rhythm in your day. As you age, especially when living alone, the hours can start to blur. Mornings merge into afternoons, and the days pass with little distinction. However, those who age wisely know that rhythm is essential for keeping the mind and spirit engaged. It's not just about routine, it's about creating flow and movement. Rhythm could be as simple as waking up at the same time every day, watering your plants in the morning, taking a midday walk, or journaling before bed. The specifics aren't as important as the consistency. It's the repetition, the steady pulse of a day that has intention. Rhythm creates stability and predictability, offering comfort in an otherwise uncertain world. Step 6. Finding a reason to step outside. One of the most impactful things you can do when you're older and alone is to find a reason to step outside every day. The longer you stay indoors, the smaller your world becomes. And as your world shrinks, it becomes easier to lose your curiosity, your joy, and your connection to the world around you. Wise older people understand this, and they don't wait for perfect weather or big events to motivate them. They go out to buy a single apple, sit on the porch for a few minutes, or take a short walk just to feel the breeze. These simple actions matter. Going outside shifts your energy, reminds your body how to move, your lungs how to breathe deeply, and your spirit that there is still a world worth experiencing. Conclusion: living alone as you age can sometimes feel like a heavy silence. But here's the truth: being alone doesn't equate to being lost. You are still the author of your own days, still the keeper of your rhythm, your breath, your kindness, and your hope. There is no one-size-fits-all way to navigate the experience of aging alone, but there are deeply human ways to find meaning, warmth, and light in the quiet.